Yeah, it doesn't quite cover the full screen still, Gilly, as you probably noticed there.
Yeah, I did see that. Bloody kids.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Season 6, Episode 5, the aptly named What's in the World? For a number of reasons, and we'll come on to those very, very shortly. Those of you who have taken the time out to read the bio will know exactly why, for one of those reasons. But secondly, what in the world is probably a good topic or a good heading for a topic of what in the world is going on in and around Leeds. But firstly, thank you, Gilly and Smarty, for joining me. Are we doing both?
All right, mate. Yeah. Sound.
Could be worse.
Very camp little wave, wasn't it? Jazz hands.
No, that's that.
Some sort of floating head nonce.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to. I know we want to have a bit of a chat about Fulham. We have got some guests coming on and joining us in the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. But I just wanted to start with this. Obviously, Nuno losing his job, and then this everyone, or not everyone actually, a small percentage of the fan base clamouring for Nuno at this stage of the season, given we've just spent 100 million on players to suit Farke's style. Why do people, do we think, between us, hate Daniel Farke? Or maybe no, they don't hate him. Maybe the mind's, but for me, I think the mind's already been made up on them. I don't think it's a case of what he brings to Leeds. I don't think people will. I think they're blinded, shall I say? And they will continue to be biasly blinded, irrespective of what he does and his achievements. We could finish top half of this season and he'd still do something wrong. Do you agree, and why? If not, or if you do.
Go on, Gilly, I'll let you go first then.
Well, for starters, he's not Bielsa. I think that's still something that as a fan base we've still got a hangover of, and it's about time we got over ourselves, including me. I'm including myself in that. But ultimately, I think if you look at his record in the Premier League, and we've spoken in the past about whether he was backed or not, we can speak this time whether he's been backed this time or not. But ultimately, I think you kind of just need to ignore his Premier League record, and you need to focus on his Championship record and think clearly there's a manager in there. But if people just focus on that in isolation and ignore all of the other context, then you're going to end up in that situation. You look at Nuno, and he's got a good record. He's been at Porto, he's been at Valencia, did very well at Wolves. I think he had them. He took him into Europe one season, and I think they finished seventh. I think I saw today they finished seventh in 2 consecutive seasons. One of those got them into Europe, and the other one didn't. So it must have been a change in the qualification aspect. That you look at Wolves now, and that's a far cry, and that were only 4 or 5 years ago. So he's got a good track. It did not go well for him at Spurs, but Spurs are a bit of a basket club anyway. You look at Ange, and I think Ange is a good coach, and it didn't go well. I mean, I say it didn't go well there. He won some silverware, didn't he?
Second season, that's what he said.
Yeah, he did. So I think if you look at his record, Nuno, and let's be honest, Forest, although absolutely abject on that season, they just stayed up in front of us, and one of the worst sides I've seen at Elland Road for a long time. He's really turned their fortunes around and made them a bit of a force. So they can go out now and they'll be able to recruit just about anybody with the squad that they've got and the backing they've got. But to look at what we've done so far, albeit we think that we probably played Everton at a good time and played Newcastle at a good time. But you're going to play what's in front of you. And we're 3 games into a Premier League season. Let's not mention Wednesday. 3 games into a Premier League season and we've got 4 points. Well, if we replicate that all season, we'll stay up. That's the only objective this season. So I think it's a bit mad and it's definitely premature.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think I agree in that Nuno is a very, very good coach. I'm not taking anything away. I think for me, Smarty, it's this thought that we can just rip up the script, rip up everything we've done in the last couple of seasons under Daniel Farke, certainly in the summer in terms of recruitment as well, and then just expect a coach to come in and immediately improve us and make us any better. I don't think we've started badly. Look, we might be reflecting on this in a few games' time and saying, look, let's fucking have a real look at Nuno now because we've lost 3-4 on the bounce or whatever. But what I'm saying is to actually go out and say that now, it's a little bit delusional, isn't it?
People are entitled to their opinion, and understandably, I had my issues with Farke in the Championship, with him not making substitutions until, the 65th, 70th minute were a huge thing for me. Because in the Premier League, you know, if you're making mistakes or your team aren't looking as well as they would do when you're a top team in the Championship, you know, you've probably got time to make those changes, and you probably won't suffer as much as you will do in the Premier League. In 20 minutes in the Premier League, you can be 3 or 4-0 down, and that's it. Game's gone. So it's the game management aspect that I think for me would have always had a bit of a nag to it, but. We always said, you know, last season that, you know, he more than deserves a chance at the Premier League because he'd never been backed. That was obviously on a premise that we were going to attack the transfer window and all that sort of thing. Nuno was, well, I'll go back to the Jesse Marsh days.
The who? The Jesse?
The Jesse Marsh.
Sean Connery. Are you Sean Connery? Jesse Marsh.
Jesse Marsh. I always wanted Nuno in at that point as well. He was my top target, and quite a lot of people agreed and stuff like that. But obviously, that it's been and gone. That's a long time ago. Is that now? We don't even mention Jesse Marsh much anymore. But yeah, I can see.
I do tag him into all our tweets, though. By the way.
yeah, I have noticed that.
Woody puts him in all of them Mad Friday ones that he does as well, doesn't he? But I think he also doesn't he tag Trump as well.
Yeah, he tags everyone.
Just wrong, aren't they? But no, I can see why people would clamour for him. I think that unfortunately, due to our, I won't say poor transfer window because it started well, it just ended poorly. Our mediocre transfer window, I think it's probably the clock is ticking for Farke because he hasn't been given the tags that he wanted, the attacking options, etc. So I think that, you know, he's going to be mentioned until right at the end of the season, I would say. I don't think it's the first time. It certainly won't be the last time we hear a Nuno. But yeah, I think it is a bit premature and a bit silly. He'll probably go to Europe somewhere. Someone will snap him up straight away, especially with his record at Forest.
Yeah. Do you think these people are genuinely concerned about the football we're playing, or do you think it's more of a hate for Daniel Farke for that first season when we didn't get promoted? And I think for me, I think it's more. You'll never change their mind, irrespective. I don't think they're taking necessarily the football and the results into consideration when actually, you know, we trounced the league last season at a championship level. These people, any manager that comes available, they will say get him in. Simply for me, and I think that's more of a hate for or a dislike, shall we say, for Daniel Farke. Did I say Jesse Marsh a minute ago?
Yeah.
Did I? I meant Daniel Farke, but Jesse Marsh as well. Throw him under that bus. But yeah, I think for me, it's certainly going to be very, very difficult for him to win a certain demographic of our fans over, shall we say? And I think it's unfair, if I'm honest. But hey, we're all entitled to an opinion.
Maybe so, but you know, people like to be proved wrong, don't they? You know, we've had it ourselves. You know, Gilly, prime example with Rothwell, etc. You know, last year. You know, I like to be proved wrong as well, you know, but with Farke, I think the arrogance, you know, the whole stringing Meslier along for most of the season when he should have dropped him a long while ago, that were an issue for me as well. He's not saying his management skills aren't good, but the fact that he's not as cutthroat as maybe he should be, and especially in the Premier League when you really do need to be harsh to a lot of players. You know, I just think that he's just that element of his management style that really doesn't settle me too well. But we'll see. Time will tell, as they say.
Yeah,
go on.
Sorry, go on.
Right, I was just going to say. So, I think when it comes to it, though, he's happy to do that because if you look at Cantwell, he absolutely bombed him out of Norwich and sent him to Scotland. So he's got it in him as a capability. I think if we consider, you know. We had the crown jewels sold for whatever reason. We had the crown jewels sold.
You heard the rumor about Cantwell, though, haven't you?
Yes.
What?
We've all
yes,
heard the
absolutely.
rumor about Cantwell and Daniel Farke and Daniel Farke.
Yes.
And Cantwell.
No, I have not heard the rumor, but I don't want
we can't probably say it. I can't say it.
I would steer clear of it. Yeah. We might be able to retweet somebody else having said it or something like that. Retweets are not.
Or maybe if somebody puts it in the comments that knows or has heard the rumor about Farke, and we might be able to flag it up. But sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. Yeah, so there might be additional context around that. That's fair to say. But I think, you know. Yes, he played Meslier for too long. But equally, if you bring somebody in too early and they make a clanger as well, then what do you do? So I can see why you would. I think we all agreed at the time that he waited too long, but I could see why there'd be a bit more of a balance as well and try to be dispassionate about that. He does seem quite a calm and collected individual, but again, we don't know what his man management is like behind closed doors. And
it's
I
very
think that,
good. And he likes to have a happy, a good team, family, dressing room, or a team bond sort of thing, which is fine. But sometimes, I don't particularly like some members of my family. I think they're all wankers. So
I would argue that was one of his positives. I think his man
it is a good thing, but sometimes it's too positive. Like Melia should have been dropped many clangers ago, but he continued to make these clangers and he continued to start for first team. It was like, no, this guy needs some time out of the team. Everyone was saying it. That was the one thing I think that united most of the fan base on that particular time, or whenever Melia used to drop an absolute bomb, the United fan base went, that fucking needs dropping, and he didn't do.
Yeah,
at the time. Really.
That's true. Yeah, and you can tell that something's really wrong. In fact, I think it was you, Luke, a couple of days ago, or something, in one of our group chats. If our fan base is united on something, you know something's really wrong. I can't remember what it was that we were talking about, but
it was the end of the end of the window.
Yeah,
into the window.
Yeah. That is a truism, but I also think, just on what you're saying about his man management style, I think we've all had a career. We've all seen good managers, seen bad managers. I think that the best managers I've worked for and what I aspire to be as a manager is being adaptable to what your staff need, because some players need an arm round. So Pat Bamford, archetypal, arm round the shoulder. You're my man. You're the main guy. Go and do a job for me. And that's what we all see. We all believe that's what Paddy responds to most. You're my main man.
Video, the way he runs up and
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But some equally, a good manager
need an absolute rocket up the arse.
That's exactly it. Yeah. But he never seemed to do that.
A good manager needs to be able to do both of those things. So Bielsa kept distance from his players for a reason, but he also did things like that, things like hugging Calvin and Paddy and so on when things had gone well. And so a good manager, I think, needs to be adaptable in that way. Arm around the shoulder for some players, rocket up the arse for others. Sometimes it's a rocket up the arse for everyone. Pull your socks up, get your shit sorted. I think if he doesn't have that, and I think he does, we've seen him go mad on touchline from time to time. I think he's got it in him. But if he doesn't manage in that way, sometimes some players might need that. Yeah.
And they might react differently. I mean, we look at the Sinistera situation when he was here, and Nonto reacted positively to that. Sinistera didn't, Yeah. And that I think for me that sort of highlights highlight his adaptability and his flexibility in his management style. I think for people just to say he is stubborn, it's very pigeonholy, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's suggesting that
bit of a blanket statement.
Yeah, a bit of a blanket statement that is his only way of managing, and that's how he'll continue. And I think probably that is why this portion of the fan base probably have got that little gripe. And I think the performance certainly in the playoff final against Southampton, weighs heavy on a lot of hearts, on everybody's hearts. But actually, some people have taken it a little bit more personally, and will never forgive him for that, irrespective of last season and whatever happens this season. So yeah, I think we've probably burnt that out now. What I do want to do is just go on to talk a little bit about, and I know we're going to do things in a little bit of a dodgy order tonight, but to talk about Fulham, because we haven't got any really other football. Any other football to talk about, and we do appreciate the numbers are relatively low tonight. But thanks everybody from joining us wherever you are in the world, including all the way from New Zealand, Mr. Whitesnake. Good evening, Steve. But yeah, we appreciate England are playing, Wales are playing, I think as well. They're getting beat by Jesse Marshall.
People must be really bored if they're watching England play football. Christ.
Or if they're watching us, Smarty, to be fair. I mean, make your mind. Well, one of them.
That is a fair point.
So yeah, coming on to Fulham. Obviously, we've had a little bit of news, not official, nothing released yet, but we've heard that there are a couple of injuries that have been picked up in the squad. Most notably, our £15 million Brazilian goalkeeper that distributes the ball with his fist but can't do it with his feet, Perry. Does that put us back into a bit of a corner over these next few fixtures? Because I think these next three fixtures could be quite telling of where we are as a squad and where we are as a team. We've got two 2 away fixtures at Fulham and Wolves, and then we're at home to Bournemouth, I believe, in that order. So yeah, I mean, going into our next game without our expensive new number 1, which means we're then going to be reliant on either homegrown Alex Cairns, Carl Darlow, who did all right towards the second half of last season, or certainly towards the end of the season, or the Iceman himself. The redemption arc begins. Where are we? Where are we?
He's been given a squad number now. I don't know if you've seen that.
Does that mean all 4 goalkeepers have been given a squad number? Because Cairns has to for the homegrown.
Yes.
Darlow will have done because he's probably second choice. Melier.
So he's now number 16, I saw today.
Right.
Now, I didn't go fact check that, so people can be in the comments and eviscerate me if you want to. I saw somebody commented on that.
The website.
But apparently he's now been given number 16. I suspect that means he's going to be in the squad.
Yes, it's number 16. It's official.
So I suspect that means he's going to feature in the squad.
Sick.
I'm glad I didn't get that number 1 shirt with his name printed on it anyway.
I did see that one. Yeah, I did see that one. So,
I mean, what an absolute frigging shit show that we didn't get rid of him. Bloody hellfire, honestly. How embarrassing.
I'm not confident. So, you look at Perry. I think the start that he's made has been, I think, solid enough. He looks quite commanding in his box. He can catch a ball. He can punch a ball. He can throw a ball out. And he can make saves fairly well, and doesn't look like he's going to get beaten at his front post at every opportunity. There have been some scary moments with his distribution. I think he wants a little bit too long. You don't have that time in the Premier League. The press Arsenal's press was insane. It was ludicrous. But if you look at that ball that he played out to Bogle, I mean, he had no chance of doing anything with that, and then he got himself booked off the back of it. So I think there are question marks over his distribution. I think it's one of those things where he just needs to get used to the pace of the game here, because he just wants that little bit longer. But without him, Darlow came in for Wednesday. Melier got dropped for him last season. Cairns is here to fill a quota. I mean, it's not exactly inspiring behind Perry, is it?
Happy clapper.
Back to the original question then, Smarty. Sorry, I know we do digress slightly, don't we? We're going on about his career and what he's going to bring to the squad over the season. But back to the original question, Smarty. Are we up shit creek without a paddle with Perry out if we're having to rely on Darlow or Melier?
No. If we were playing some much better opposition, I mean, Fulham are, obviously they're not a terrible team, but they are an average. They're decent enough, are they? Wolves are pretty poor. Bournemouth are all right under Iriola. But if we were playing the scum and Arsenal again, or City or someone like that, I would be a little bit shit. But Darlow's a decent enough keeper. He were good, like you say. You've already said it. He were good enough at end of last season. His distribution's good. He catches balls. He doesn't flap as much. I mean, Wednesday.
That one aside.
That one aside. Everyone's allowed 1, right? Just not 6 or 7. But yeah, I'm not worried. He knows the squad enough. He knows the team well enough. I think we'll be absolutely fine. I don't think he'd be able to worry about, really. Do not bookmark this. Please don't click me when it goes dreadfully wrong.
Gilly, do you share those sentiments, or do you think actually that? Because for me, I think he's looked really commanding, and what you don't always see is how vocal. Melier was never vocal, and there was a real lack of leadership. And a goalkeeper, I know he was like the 3rd captain or vice captain or something last season, but a goalkeeper doesn't necessarily need that responsibility. They should be vocal. They can see everything on the pitch. They should be vocal all the time, and they should be commanding the defenders around. They should be talking certainly to at least the centre backs, but also from set pieces and things like that. And that's one thing Perry has brought. And I don't think Darlow's that vocal either, arguably. And I think that is something that we might miss.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. He does seem to command, and I think that Ian Rodon have kind of built something already between them, and there's a level of trust, I think, already that just was absolutely missing completely with Melier in net. It's for that reason I wouldn't go Melia. I would definitely go Darlow. And I think, the fact that Darlow replaced him last season and that's how we saw out the season and finished top, there are some people that are saying, well, Darlow's not great in a one-off game. Well, all right, but he's just played for us, so it's not a one-off game anymore, is it? He's coming in a week and a bit, or 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks after playing in Cup for us.
Wales as well.
Well, he's not. He's not playing for Wales. Somebody else is playing tonight. So that would have been quite a good one if he'd played tonight. So yeah, no, I think that there's just there are some question marks there off the back of the Sheff Wednesday match that were always going to be natural, but I don't think it's the end of the world because he is quite an experienced player himself. So you expect him to come in and do a bit of a job. It's disappointing that we've had to give Melia a number.
Yeah, Adam Davies is playing for Wales tonight, and he's Sheff United lad. He's Charlie Crews started for him though, and as Harry Wilson.
Yeah, so
and Dan James.
Good old Harry, who was the most important player in our transfer window since time began. All of a sudden, in fucking 24 hours or whatever it was.
Any other? I know there was talk that both Ampadu and Tanaka were back after international break. Obviously, I don't expect them to be rushed straight back into the firing line or into the starting squad. So, we look like the midfield. I mean, Gudmundsson obviously has gone away and played as well. There's rumours of Gruev picking up an injury, but actually, the Bulgarian FA have released a statement saying he's not injured. So apparently there's something a bit fishy going on there. That he said he was
problems though, didn't he? It said there were some problems with him. He didn't say injury.
It might not be an injury. Yeah, it might not be an injury. Yeah.
So it were really strangely worded. Problems with Gruev rather than it being an injury issue that he had or whatever. We just something stuck out about it. We're just a bit odd.
Yeah. Darlow did play against Kazakhstan. Actually, had a good game for him. But yeah, so in terms of midfield lineups, then I mean, suggesting Ampadu and Tanaka aren't ready to come back. Where do we line up then for Fulham? Do you think it's going to be Longstaff, Stach, and Gruev as long as he's all right? Stack. And Gruev, as long as everything's all right? Is that the three we're probably going to go with?
I think if Ampadu's fit, he comes back in.
Ampadu is one of those that if he's trained, he seems to come back in at a level. We spoke before about
doesn't lose a lot of match fitness, does he?
Exactly, yeah. So Calvin used to come back in and he'd be like he were never out. I know he's dropped off a little bit now, but when he played for us under Bielsa, when he came back in, there were no drop off. He just came back in at the same level. And I think Ampadu's got a little bit of that about him, but we also miss his shithousery and we also miss his leadership in midfield. And I think that if he has trained, I think he will play. I don't think he'll rush both Ampadu and Tanaka back. I think he'll hold one of them back. But I think Ampadu was injured a bit before Tanaka, wasn't he, on the same injury? So maybe his timeline is that little bit earlier. You can never tell. I think when we look at Fulham's midfield, I'm not as worried as I were against Newcastle when Bruno Guimaraes is a baller.
Quality on the same level, is it?
No, and actually Gruev coped quite admirably. Now, some of that is because Longstaff really upped his game from his previous performance, and I think that massively helped Gruev. But actually, that midfield that you've just named there, Luke, played well against Newcastle. I wouldn't be that concerned having seen that performance.
No, I was halfway through drinking and I swallowed and trying to breathe at the same time.
That sounds a bit familiar.
What is it?
Hang on. Butternose is in the comment. Heard Gruev had just up with a Bulgaria boss.
How the bloody hell's he heard that from New Bloody Mexico?
He loves
and
it,
we haven't heard that in he loves a good rumour, doesn't he?
He does.
But yeah, I think moving on, I think we'll probably see, obviously, providing both fit Bogle and Gudmundsson, and then left and right midfield up for debate. I would like to see Nonto start on the right, give James a bit of a break, use him as a bit of an impact player, and start Okafor if he is up to fitness yet. I don't know if you two have any thoughts on those two as wingers or wide midfielders.
Happy with that.
I don't want to sound like I'm dropping Dan James because I think he gives 110% every game, but I think at this level, no, he's not been great, but at this level, using him as an impact player when against some tired legs could be far more beneficial for us. Nonto running at a left back for 65 minutes and then bring Dan James on against some tired legs. And I just feel that would work better for us moving forward. Did you see the thing about Dan James actually before we move on? And I know there's something we will come on to, but so don't mention that from the Shiitakes. But it was is he the third quickest sprint in the Premier League this season, I think?
Yeah. It very much was. Yeah. The Premier League released some information 2 days ago, didn't they? Showing the fastest. And Dan James have clocked as the third so far this season in sprints.
Yeah, so far. And then up for debate, really. But obviously, we have got a number of options. A number of options up top. No Paddy Bamford anymore, unfortunately. To call upon. But we've obviously got JP. We've got DCL. We've got Harry Gray and we've got Metcher as well. So, I mean, Harry Gray's probably the fourth choice out of those, realistically, although probably got the biggest future ahead of him. But of those three, then who starts for you? I mean, I think it'd be very tough to go against Metcher. I think in these types of games away from home, where you're going to have to try and hold the ball up. He's very physical. He's actually a lot quicker than he looks as well. I was reading some LUFC data the other day, and he was well quick. He shocked me just as to how fast he was. But
he was quite rapid against Villarreal when we saw him there as well.
Yeah,
he were really quick. He surprised me actually how quick he is for the big lad, and he's a big strong lad, isn't he? But I think going down to Fulham as well, you're wanting some sort of presence and an out ball out there because we never do well down at Craven Cottage, and it's London, of course.
We're in London, aren't we? That's the difference.
We're in London. So
it's horrible to get to Fulham as well. It's all right apart.
I think it's Metcher for me with DCL coming on later in the game, and hopefully he can do what he did against Newcastle and look a bit lively and cause some issues.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would say on that is I think a lot of it depends on the players that we can play midfield, because I think the job will be different in the 9 position based on what the 3 behind that is. And I think that we might rely on the physicality and the running power and the presence of Metcher in a way that we wouldn't if we had Stash and Tanaka and Ampadu and their passing range that might bring Pirro into the game otherwise. I think it also matters as to whether Okafor plays or not, because I think that he's better on the ball and will be much more tricky. And I suspect actually they would probably look to double up on him because he looks to have really quick feet. So maybe that's a bit soon to be talking that way about him, and we've not really seen much of him, certainly in the Leeds shirt. But I think that he is tricky. The one thing I would say is it's almost, given the conversation that we had over the summer about him, it's almost certain that Muniz is going to do something against us. But one of the reasons that I would look to play Dan James is because he played for Fulham, and players tend to do well against their ex-clubs. So that's one thing. But I think if you look at Josh King, Sanderberg, and is it Lukic that plays in midfield for Fulham, I'm not really worried about those names in a way that I was Guimaraes and Livramento before, and those it's a different type of challenge, and I think they can cope. And I think if Ampadu's fit and we can play Stash and Longstaff or even Tanaka if he's available, I think the ability on the ball that Gruev maybe doesn't have means there's less of an emphasis on the running power of 9, and we dominate. Behave yourself, put him off with that shout. So yeah, I think that a lot of whether it will be DCL, Pirro, or Metcher, I think depends on the midfield behind him and who starts on the left as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Can we get a couple of predictions from you? But I mean, I know we're not doing the league this season because that's taken a bit of a back burner because we've been really busy. But thoughts on the result down at Craven Cottage, then, Gilly?
Smarty's right. We never do well in London, and I think that from a points per game perspective, if you can draw away games and win at home, then you're doing the job. I'd take a 1-1, to be honest.
I was going to say 1-1. Smarty?
I think I'm going to go for 0-0, if I'm honest. A bit of a bar draw. Sorry, boys.
Not like this.
Mark out.
We're not.
Mark out. Boring football.
Is anybody going? No.
But do you know what's really frustrating? What's really frustrating is We create 3 o'clock kickoffs, and now we've got 2 away games of both 3 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday afternoon.
I know. And so none of you is going down to that big march that's happening in London and then nipping off to the game or anything like that? No? No fancy that? No. Oh, well.
Don't get me started on that.
That's the conversation for another day. Right then, I think we better move on because we have got some guests waiting in the wings. We have got 2 friends of the pod, actually. We've got lead singer Jamie and bassist Ben from Apollo Junction here to have a bit of a chat with us about Leeds United and football and stuff like that, but also to tell us a little bit more about their recently released new album. Good evening, lads.
Hello. How you doing?
Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, hey, fine. Can you hear us okay?
Perfect.
Yeah, it's all right.
Perfect.
Good. Okay, thank you for having us on.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us. It seems forever ago. I think it was almost 3 years ago that we met in a basement in underneath what was the pub called? Can you remember?
It was Galaccio, wasn't it?
Galaccio.
Galaccio, that's right. Downstairs in the basement there, and we had a bit of ended up just getting smashed basically, and just trying to do a bit of a podcast, didn't we? But yeah, it was some time ago.
I wasn't there for some reason. I don't think I was in. I don't know what happened. It was. I totally missed out.
I think you were busy. Somewhat occupied, I think.
It was Matt, Ben, and Sam, I believe.
Sam, yeah.
It was just the three, and Matt,
we knocked it back, didn't we, that night?
Oh mate, I was
No, we were all grown up. We were all responsible adults, Ben.
I don't think we recorded our podcast, did we?
No, and we sent it all to Gilly then to sort out, and he was like, there was bits filmed from one direction, bits filmed from another, and he's out trying to piece it all together. It was just a nightmare.
Took me forever. It really did. And I wasn't even there because I had to work. I was meant to be there, and I'd have set it up, but I had to work, so I missed it.
Yeah, and then half the stuff got recorded, half of the cameras had gone off and all. It was a nightmare. But anyway, thank you ever so much for joining us. You are here to promote, I suppose, and tell us a little bit more about your new album. What in the world? So tell us a little bit about it. What does it mean to you, and why have you recorded it? Obviously, no, why have you recorded it? Because you're great music. But
yeah, well, we needed something to do with that. I don't know. It's our 4th album. We recorded it. It's been out quite quick. Our last album was out in 2023. This was just come out sort of 2 weeks ago, and yeah, it's been. We wanted to follow up the last album pretty quickly. We recorded in every bit of gap we had. We were on tour a lot of last year. We played a lot of big dates, and we kept just going in the studio through the end of last year into the start of this year. And yeah, we've been sort of any opportunity to get in the studio. We started putting this collection of songs together, and it felt really good. It felt like we had something pretty special. So we decided to put it out, and it all happened really quick. I can't believe it's actually out, and it's we're on the other side of it now, because it was it was a busy time, but it was good, and it did really well. Right, okay, come on, Ben.
Ooh, look at that. Is that an ashtray?
Yeah. Yeah, so it got #1 independent Brit album.
Well done, lads.
Well done, lads.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you posting that on Twitter, X or whatever it was. So yeah, well done, lads.
Our second one now, so that's the last album. This one, the new one hasn't turned up yet, but the official charts got in touch this week and said, "Do you want your new award?" And we're like, "Yeah, okay, that'd be quite nice." So yeah, it's good. It's stuff, things we can't believe are actually happen, and we know we're very fortunate, and we got some good songs, it seems. So we do okay, but we have great support, so we can't complain.
I'll show you the this version here so you can see it. Oh, it's lovely. Oh yeah, proper nice little lick.
Should we do the jet?
That's nice, though.
It started.
We're in one of the houses at band members. It proper shows off. That will give you the answer.
Right, 1 second, let me just make you guys bigger so we can see.
There you go.
Debut album history. Yeah, no one bought that one. We forgive it.
Oh no, they did. No one bought the CD.
I've got that.
Pink edition sold out. 300, so they went. And then this one, this one's classic.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and then that was the 3rd album.
You won't be able to see this because stupidly we got a mirror print on this, so all you can see is yourself. But that was the idea. So the idea was you're the front cover because it's your band. Do you know what I mean?
I like that. That's good. That's a good touch. That.
And then the new album, What in the World?
And then it's next one. That's next one. There.
Yeah.
Just
really glad we've done it. Yeah, but it was such a quick follow up as well. But yeah, no, it's done well.
Buzzing for lads, and just really quickly for music lovers out there, there's some quite famous people you've worked with on this album, isn't there, as well? That you've worked alongside, both with the production, but also featuring on the album as well.
Yeah, there is. We recorded it. We moved studios. First albums were all done with the same guy. We decided to move. We went over to a little studio in Castleford, which if you ever needed, was one excuse to go to Castleford, and we found it. We went to Castleford. We recorded this album with a guy called David Watts. He has worked with the Gatons, he's worked with Paul Heaton, he's worked with Kaiser Chiefs, he's worked with also OMD, he's worked with so many artists. And then he said he wanted to produce our new album. So we sort of, that's where we've been doing it, that's where we went to. And then we had some visitors on the album. So we had a lady called Brianna Corrigan, who sang a song with us on the album called Settle Down. We sort of, our first duet, which was loads of fun, but quite scary as well. But it turned out so well. But she was in the Beautiful South, and she's sung all early hits of the Beautiful South, so A Little Time, songs like that. So she's had number ones, and then suddenly she was stood next to me singing, which was I feel I was far more scared than she was. To be fair, she's used to. This is nuts. And then we also did a couple of songs with a guy who we met called Elliot Kennedy, who is some million-selling producer, songwriter, and we started chatting to him sort of maybe a year ago, and just had a conversation about working together. And he said he was interested in working with us, and so we sat down together and wrote 2 songs for the album, which sound ace, don't they?
Oh yeah, massive. And when we first met him, he was a top bloke, and he was just casually saying, "Oh yeah, I'm off to Brian Adams' house next week," and all this. And well, God, he's sat in my living room. I'm not even. I went to try to wash the teacup properly. I'm thinking, "Oh God."
Eating all your Dairy Lee Dunkers.
Yeah, he was. It was good. It was a really good time. And I think he brought a side of us, which is why we sort of wanted to do it. We wanted to see what it was like if we sat down with somebody else. We always write as a 5. So to extend that out to an extra person as well, and sit down as a 6 and try and write these songs, it tested us in different ways. It made everyone step up. He stepped up a lot, and we had to all step up and really push ourselves.
There's only one way Ben can go, to be fair. Like, you know what I mean? He can't do any less, can he?
Well, that's it. We needed a bit more. So, we've got
so there is a bit of method. There is a bit of method to this madness. I have got you on. I'm not just to sort of try and promote, but actually the relation to Leeds United and Elland Road as well. So how does it feel? Because you've obviously they play your songs now. Lee Nicholson plays them quite regularly. We hear them in the stadium. How does it feel as a Leeds fan to go in there and actually hear your own music being played over the new tannoy system that's actually a bit improved?
I've not been this season. I've not been to 22 games, but I will go. It's every time I track. It's great. I think they played Magic last season, and I'd missed some with me, and that was just like, oh God, it was just for me. I mean, I'd been going since I was a tiny little kid, to Elland Road, and I've always dreamed of that. They're playing like Born Slippy and Strings for Yasmin and stuff, and you think, oh. Just imagine if I got a song on there, and Forever is the song. I think that's the one that the Leeds fans love, because it's about us, really. It's back togetherness. The world throwing everything against you, but it doesn't matter when you've got each other.
It's funny, we didn't realise at the time, but when we wrote that song, we were thinking about us being together as a band and sort of a fan base and sort of growing as a band. And we didn't think at the time. We never once went, obviously sound ace at the football, obviously sound ace at Elland Road, but it just does, and now you hear it there. Like all my family are season ticket holders, so I get videos every home game, just of of this is when you're on now, and every single time it's so special to sort of to realise that this song has also become part of Elland Road as well, which is we don't take it for granted. It's it's incredible, and the team there, you know, and them playing it, and Craig obviously on the media side, they've shown so much support to us over the time, so we can't complain, and we love it and hope it continues.
Big thanks to Big Lee as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, we've been on a number of pod outings to gigs of yours. And if you haven't seen Apollo Junction live, absolutely fantastic. I watched some clips of you from the Peace Hall recently as well, which looked absolutely banging. With Jamie in the middle of the crowd, and the band had literally, you were around down the other end of the Peace Hall, I think, and the band had lost you. So if you haven't seen them, please do. Are you got any more tour dates at the minute? Have you got any more performances coming up?
We are. We're just. Do you know what? It's funny. We're waiting for tour dates to come in. We're about to announce stuff. We're not going to tour this year. It'll be early next year. We've had a really busy year, and we're sure people are ready to not see us for a little bit. So we're going to. We've got some other plans. We've got some other things we want to do, and we're going to do. Well, we won't reveal. We're about to do something really different and really nice as a band. But then we'll be on tour early next year with a load of dates out and about, and but they'll be announced soon. We know, but we just can't say them yet. So
that's fair enough. We thought we might have got an exclusive, but yeah, if you can't wait to see them next year on tour, they can go buy a new album. Where can they find that?
You can find it anywhere. To be honest, it's we'd recommend going to our favourite record shops, like Wax and Beans over in Berries, which have got an exclusive version of the album. The team there are fantastic. But to be honest, you can go into pretty much any shop in the country and order it. So we know it's in H&B all over the country. Crash Records in Leeds, who are also the team there, are amazing and they've done so much for us. So but anyway, you can go and grab a copy. It's well worth it.
Great stuff. Yeah, I have linked both the second single from the album and where you can buy the album as well in the bio. So if anybody is interested and does want to hear a little bit more of Apollo Junction, then you're more than welcome to go over. What we're going to do now, gents, I hope you don't mind sticking around just for another 10 minutes or so. Gilly's going to do a bit of a Leeds-focused quiz. I'm not sure what to expect, so I'm as in the dark as you two are. But if you want to hang around for that for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll see how we go.
That sounds good.
Thank you ever so much.
So I think just on that, I think what we're going to do, we'll come to each of you individually. But actually, I think as your guests, you can just confer between yourselves and you can answer.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we can show these.
Make it easy for the guests.
I've done a bit of an intro. I hope people might be able to recognise the branding. I mean, if you can, there's something wrong with you.
I've never seen that in my life.
I didn't see it. I froze out. Could you do it again? Honestly, I didn't see a thing.
So basically, there's 3 rounds to this quiz. It's a categories game. I'm going to give you a category, and what I'm going to do is come to each of you individually, and I'm going to ask you for one entrant on the category. So we'll continue round. It is very much a pilot, and I've absolutely stolen it from a podcast called The Football Ramble. So it's stolen from there, and the reason that I've got Stat's name on it is if any of the answers are wrong, it's all his fault. So I've stolen the quiz, and the answers are somebody else's. So if it goes wrong, it's just my production more than anything else.
What could go wrong?
Exactly. So
have faith.
What will happen is I'll come to each of you. If you get one wrong, you're out of that specific category, yeah? So, Luke, if I come to you, if you get that one wrong, I'll move to Smarty, and then I move to the AJ
This could be quite embarrassing, couldn't it, if we get
very much so. I'm shitting myself, I'm honest.
Because
I'm crap.
But being on
I'm
the
crap
spot
at stuff like this. I just go, I don't know, my brain's not working.
So I'm going to ease you into it because what I want to do is
What's the manager's name?
I want to come to each of you, and I want you to talk to me about the shirt sponsors that Leeds have had over the course of their time. So the first shirt sponsor Leeds United had was in 1981. And between then and now, we've had 19 different shirt sponsors. So I'm going to start with you on this one, Luke. And then I'll go to Smarty, and then I'll go to the AJ lads.
Yeah. I get it.
Packard Bell.
Packard Bell. Yes, correct. And then I'll come to you, Smarty.
Strongbow,
yes. And the AJ lads.
Evening Post.
Yep, we'll have a bit of that. Back to you, Luke.
Top man.
We're going to have ideas quite quick.
Yep, top man's there.
I'm
Smarty?
going Spotop.
Spotop is there.
Spotop.
20 to 23. Yep, carry on round, AJ.
Burton.
Do you know what? I think Burton is right, and it's not in Stats' list.
Oh,
but
well
I-
done, Stats. That's it.
Yeah,
We've
no,
already-
we'll blame Stats.
I've
It's not on his
got
list. It's definitely right. So I'm adding that to the list, so you can have that. Yeah,
Cheers.
Luke.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
Luke's
Admiral.
cheating. I can see him looking at his screen. You're not allowed
No,
to
I'm
look
not
him up.
honestly. I'm not. I'm looking at the footy scores. Somebody's just been sent
Okay,
off for
go
England.
on.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Admiral.
yeah.
Admiral, yes.
I'm not
that's a
cheating. I
good
promise. I'll keep my hands up now. So you think
All
I'm not
right,
cheating.
no, it's fine. Smarty,
I was just going to say who didn't send it off.
I don't think anyone said Thistle Hotels yet, have they?
they have not. Correct. Nearly halfway through.
Bloody hell,
AJ?
already? Christ.
Red Kite.
Red Kite, yes.
Ooh.
What I didn't know is that's a children's charity, and it wasn't actually a spot. It was a shirt sponsor, so yes, it's correct. I didn't know this. We didn't land a proper sponsor, so we put a kids' charity on there as well. And that's what Red Kite were. I didn't know that. Found that out today when I was looking at this.
Yeah.
That's really
Net
good.
flight.
Net flights, yes. Immediately after Red Kite. Smarty.
Boxed.
Boxed is there, yeah. 23 to 25. Lads.
I'm thinking,
What's this shit?
isn't it? Yeah, it's Red Bull.
Oh.
Red Bull is there,
I
yeah.
was thinking, Luke's got two above him. I've just named them and I didn't even realise.
Can I have?
Luke.
Can I have this blank season under
You can.
under Massimiliano
Oh,
Piccino? Yeah.
You can. Blank is there. Yes, you can have that. Smarty.
32
It's one of my
red.
favourite shirts is the blank one. 32 red is there very much. Yes.
I'm
Now
struggling with that.
we're coming into trapdoor territory. Oh shit.
Someone said top man.
Yeah, we've said top man.
Yeah, we had top man. There's 5 left.
We had.
We've said net flights.
We had Packer.
We've had
Yeah,
we had
Packer
Packer
Bell's been
Bell.
said.
Yeah.
strong, but
Freaking hell.
I'm struggling. I hope it don't come back round to me.
Well, it's going to
Well, it
do.
definitely is.
oh, we didn't have no, we're going to say top man, but top man I would consider Leeds.
That's gone.
Top man's gone.
Oh shit, Jamie.
5 seconds.
I've just remembered one. I've got one.
I've got one.
I've got one. Shit.
It's going to be recent. Oh shit! Hold on, what was before? Oh, it was that one on it in the background. That's the top opinion.
That's this hotel.
We've had Crystal Hotels. We've had,
We have.
but
Did it? Did it?
Oh, we can't-
Did it?
Have what? What was that last thing you said, Ben?
no, we can't. No, I think Luke got it. The plane one.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Yeah, we'll move on. So it's just between these two now.
Oh,
Knockout,
shit.
head to head. Luke.
Oh no, I've got one. Please, please, I've got one. Please.
Go on, special guest. Go on.
That's nice.
Enterprise Insurance.
Enterprise
That's
Insurance.
it.
is
Oh, what a
there.
good one. That is a brilliant one.
Move the Austin.
That
Move
is
the Austin.
fuming.
I just bastard.
White and Mackay.
Oh,
White and Mackay is there.
Oh,
Smarty.
shit.
How many's
Oh,
left?
shit.
3.
3 left.
Oh,
I can
can't
think of
any
one more, I think, and that's me done.
What did you say, Luke?
White and Mackay.
Oh, of course.
It was an
Oh,
awful,
God.
awful, horrible thing in the middle.
No.
There were that 80s one which were like blocky, but I cannot remember.
Yep,
I cannot
that is one of
remember for the life in me what it is. I can't remember what it is. Can I just have that one? It was blocky.
Yeah, you can say
I
that.
can't remember what it. I
tell
can't
me
remember what
it
it is. Fuck, it was just like 3 letters, wasn't it?
It was 3 letters.
Oh, it
one of
was,
them.
yeah.
It was like H, but I can't remember what the rest of them are.
H one there.
Ah,
What
it's
it
Is
is,
that a
I
not-
don't
pass
know.
then?
You know which one I
Yeah.
mean, though.
I
Yeah,
do.
I'm gonna have to pass that.
Go on then.
Go on then.
I bet 24.
I bet
No, he's
24
wrong,
is
he's-
there. No, it is there.
What?
It's the big circular one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh
because
shit! Yeah.
because everybody put. I bet we finished 24.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
that was. I
that's
thought
a
it was
good
just
one,
called
that.
Bet 24.
No, it was that. I mean, to be fair, if we got Bet 24, I'd let them have it anyway. They've said it.
I'm going to go with. I don't remember the three letters. It was something like IWG.
You've got one of the letters, but it's in the wrong order.
Yeah, forget it. I'm out. Well done, Apollo Junction.
Okay, yeah. So that's one point to the AJ lads.
Pulled it out of bag there.
The two missing?
RFW.
Oh, that's the one.
Was the 3-1. And Sanyo.
Sanyo?
Yeah, that was 86 to 89 was Sanyo after the RFW one. Now,
I'd have never got
on the information that I've been given, we also had Help Link, but I think that was at the back of the shirt.
That was the back
shirt sponsor.
That was the back sponsor with the
I
camera
didn't
shirts.
include that one. If somebody had said it, I'd have let them have it, but nobody did. So fuck it, right? So that's 1 point to the AJ lads. The next one is I want goal scorers for Leeds United. I want the top 20 goal scorers in the Premier League era. So not in the Premier League, but since 92 to now, the most goals scored.
Start with Apollo Junction. One.
No, I'm going to start with Smarty because we're going to go around the circle, and then we'll start with the last one with the AJ lads because you started the last one, Luke. So it's Smarty now.
I'm going Mark Viduka.
Mark Viduka is there with 73. AJ lads?
Yeah.
56. Yes.
Who was that?
Luke. Alan Smith.
Oh.
Beckford.
Beckford is there with 85. Second place. Smarty.
Luciano. Yeah. Luciano.
Oh, did you? Oh, right. I thought you said I'm going to go. I was sat there waiting.
No, I was just making a little song there.
He is top with 87. AJ lads.
Wow. Easy won that one.
Right, okay.
So this is tough, this.
Yeah.
Patrick Bamford.
Yeah, Bamford is there with 60.
Yeah.
Joel Pirot.
Joel Pirot isn't there.
Oh.
Can't be right. I'm going to have to pick this up with him as well. I'm going to double check that one in the background.
Scored that many.
I reckon there's only
goal scorers since the Premier League era. He's got to be there. How many has he got? 30, 40 goals?
Yeah, and very definitely more than some of them, the ones that we've got here. So I'll pick that with him as well. But so I'm going to say yes to that one, even though it's not in the list. So we've now got 21. Smarty?
Oh shit, it's me again. Lee Chapman, he's got to be up there, hasn't
he? Lee Chapman's not there.
What?
And I reckon, I reckon a lot of his goals would have been before then.
Yeah,
that's Smarty out.
That's Smarty out.
Whoa, what fucking hell?
Yeah, that's Smarty out. You give a wrong answer, mate. AJ lads?
We're going to Hernandez.
Hernandez is there, 31.
Robert Snodgrass.
Robert Snodgrass is also there, yes, 35.
Right then.
Straight shootout now.
I wonder if Rod Wallace is there.
Oh, no, it's before.
Let's go with. You think? I think we must be. What about Anakiel? Let's go with. No, because it was Premier League one. I don't know if he bagged that many goals. Might be a myth. I don't think he'd got 30.
Who are you thinking?
I'm going to have to hear you, lads. Need an answer.
Premier League era, would that be 20 years old?
Yeah, but from 92 onwards, it doesn't have to be in the Premier League. It's any competition. Yeboah is there. Yes.
Oh, as is Rod Wallace.
As is Rod Wallace, on more than double Yeboah's tally. Yeboah won't with us for very long, won't he?
No.
He bagged 4 seasons.
But Wallace is there, yes. So we're back to the AJ lads again.
I'm going to go Harry Kewell.
Harry Kewell is there. 3 behind Rod Wallace on 63.
Yeah.
Now this is an iffy one because he wasn't with us that long, but he used to take a lot of penalties and free kicks.
Yeah.
Gary McAllister.
Gary Mack is not there.
Is he not? Bastard.
Bloody hell. Guess they're doing well.
Don't invite these back on.
Oh no, actually, no, they'd already been. So yeah, no, you've just got a point. You don't have to get another one. You've got a point. So in the list, what we had was McCormack, Lee Boyer,
yeah. Shit.
Hasselbank, Ian Hart, Kamar Roof,
Lords left.
Ryan
really?
Dean,
Roof.
yeah, Rodrigo Moreno, Stuart Dallas, Michael Bridges, and Robbie Keane.
Bastard. There's some easy ones there as well, but you just
Michael
mind
Bridges,
them.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I am putting you on the spot. I get it. I am putting you on the spot. So, I've left the potentially most interesting, but probably most difficult one for last.
Great.
What I want you to give in now, and we've all been fans for a long time, haven't we? What I want you to give in now is the names of the League One promotion squad.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, my God.
And that is AJ Lads to start.
No, League One promotion.
League One
So-
promotion.
Championship.
Oh,
No, I
got to take first answer. Got to take first answer. No,
Let's get an understanding. I didn't give the year, to be fair. It's the 09 Premier promotion, not Premier.
I've got a few of these, I think. Not loads, though.
not loads.
Obviously, the
Look, it's
first one.
fun, Smarty.
I'm reading comments.
You're a lying bastard. I saw you on your
I'm reading
phone.
comments, Ross McCormick. I'm reading OKB.
You were looking at, get him off. Get him sacked.
Right. We've had an answer. They've said Beckford. He is there. So, Luke, it's on you.
Becchio.
Becchio is there. Smarty.
Howson.
Howson is there. Where's he gone? There he is. Yes. AJ Lads.
Max Gradle.
Max Gradle is there. He was on loan at the time, but he counts. He was in the squad. Luke.
Robert Snodgrass.
Yeah.
Norbert Snodgrass is there. Yes. Very good. Smarty. We're rattling through these. This is it.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say. He's Norbo.
His Norbo is there with his.
I'm going to be struggling now, I think.
With his headwear. AJ Lads.
Anglican. Casper
Ankergren.
Casper.
Ankergren is there. Yes. Luke.
And Captain Fantastic, Andy Hughes.
Oh, shit.
Andy Hughes isn't there.
It should be there in Luke's
He was
defence.
on the shoulders, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Andy
He was on the pitch, wasn't he? Now, there is an Andy there. I wonder if he's giving me it wrong, Andy. I'm giving it a little bit away there. So I'm going to double check that one in the background, but Smarty, you go next.
Bradley Johnson.
Bradley Johnson is there, yes. We're going to assume that that's right, Luke. AJ Lads?
Was there a player called Neil Kilkenny?
Yes.
There was.
Yes, there was.
Yes. Do you know, he did me head in because all he did all the time was just point everywhere. People didn't take any notice of him at all.
Yeah.
But yet he is there.
Another Neil Sullivan,
Oh, yeah.
I believe.
Struggle.
He's not on my list.
Is he not?
Probably wasn't. He was probably after.
Not on the list. I've got 4 keepers on the list and he's not there. So,
then.
yeah, I think you might have just missed
It was probably just after.
Andy Hughes is definitely right. So, Smarty's. So, the one before were fine. But, Smarty, you go.
Ben Parker.
Ben Parker is there. Yes.
All right.
I'm struggling
I'm
now.
go, the substitutes count.
Yep.
Yeah, squad.
Paul
Yeah, it's all
Vachib.
squadly.
What would he call Paul Vachibuka or something?
Machubka.
Rahubka?
Rahubka.
Yeah, he let all them goals in against Blackpool.
No, he'd already gone by then, hadn't he? Because we shipped him out before we got promoted in League One days. He'd already
Smarty
gone.
wins one then.
Oh, Smarty's got to get one right.
Smarty's got to get one. Yeah.
Ooh.
And if he gets it wrong, everybody's back in.
All right.
All right, I'll take that.
Were Trezor Candol?
No.
Is that your answer?
That's his answer. You've got to take it. He's not in.
Is that your answer?
It's not. Candle's not in.
Candoli's in.
Get the fuck in there! Get in! I've literally got none more. None more.
Smarty gets a point. But the
You
guess
probably have on your phone that
the
you
win
keep
it
looking at,
2-1
Smarty.
So well done to the Apollo Junction lads. Everybody in the comments, just eviscerate me if you think that were dead shit. We might do that on a monthly basis. We might do it on a special occasion, but hopefully that were a bit of fun. And the AJ lads take it.
Brilliant. Well done,
Round
lads.
the winner.
On that note, lads, there's a very good
Well done,
celebration. We'll let you two shoot off. If anybody does want to find you, they can contact you obviously through Apollo Junction Facebook. You've got Twitter, you've got Instagram, you've got the website as well. Anything else? Anyone else have got phone numbers you want to give out or anything like
Yeah, thanks. No, but
It's always good just to, even if we not gigging or anything, just keep in touch. And we always encourage people just to message us if they're having a bit of a down day. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Fair play, lads.
Man.
Yeah,
Just
I
before
appreciate
you go,
coming on,
lads, there's a lot of names flying in, and I recognise I didn't read through the list. So let me just read it out. Who we didn't get. So there's Shane Higgs, Frank Fielding, David Martin, Richard Naylor, Lee Bromby, Lubomir Mikalik, Paul Huntington, Shane Lowry, Rui Marquez, Mickey Doyle, David Prutton, Andy Robinson, Gary McSheffrey, and Tom Elliott. So there you go. There's the names you didn't get.
I would have been struggling there, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Wicked. Thank you ever so much, Jamie. Thank you ever so much, Ben. We will catch up with you both soon, no doubt. Really appreciate you jumping on tonight. And all the best with the album. We will, see you soon. Thank you.
Cheers, lads.
Thanks,
Cheers, fellas.
See you later, boys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Brilliant. Hey, he brought the show up, international break, not getting the lads on and the quiz as well. Gilly really enjoyed that, even if I didn't get a point.
I like the quiz.
At least,
I like sweating everywhere.
At least I didn't cheat, Smarty.
Except when you were looking at your monitor above you.
Wait, would you like me to share my screen with you? I'm looking at.
He's closed it now.
I'm not bothered.
You
don't want to see what's on my screen.
Moving on, we've got one big thing that we've not done this week, and it is one of my favourites, and we'll do it now.
Yo, has got a shit tick this week, my little sparrow fact.
Those of you that are new here, you will know that we do like to ridicule. I know not many tonight, but we do like to ridicule the odd social media circus, shall we say, and pull one or two quotes from people that have had an absolute mare. Don't know if do you want to take one of these away, Gilly, and I'll do one, then Smarty can do one, or do you want me to just flash them all up and you can read them out?
Flash whatever you want, love.
There we go then. We'll start shit take one from our resident where are you from? New Mexican. I think this was a bit of banter because we didn't have much to go with. Here you go. Jack Harrison deserves an England cap. We think that's in satire, don't we? Let's be honest.
I don't know. Or maybe he's just looking for a bit of attention, knowing that we're going to be watching the show. And can I get my name on next pod?
Yeah. All you've got to do is ask. All you've got to do is ask Roland. Shit take 2 of the week. Smarty, we'll let you take this one away.
Oh, it's actual Leeds United. Oh, it's the socios. Ready for the season ahead, so is the LUFC fan token. The LUFC fan token experienced Leeds United like never before. Yeah, can't wait to sign up for that, lads.
I've already got a token. Do you not remember we got
money
given
well
one?
spent.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. They
I don't
can
know where it
wipe
is,
their
though.
ass with mine. I ain't got a clue where it is. What it is, I had to get it or out. I'm not bothered.
And then shit take of the week number 3, Gilly.
Ashley Buckland tells us I'd give Farke. For some reason, he's shouting through almost all of this, so he's clearly lost it a little bit. I'd give Farke till end of month. I mean, bear in mind it's now the 8th. Is that a long time? I don't know. If it needs changing, the owner shouldn't batter an eyelid. I'd get Nuno straight in. So we should not batter an eyelid. But he does want Nuno straight in place of Farke, which I think, grammar aside, it's just a mental take at this point. Having done what he did last season and having started all right this season, it's just mental, innit?
Fucking batter an eyelid.
Yeah, I mean,
that's belting.
We covered that, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? We covered that as with the first. Why do people hate Farke? Do you know what I mean? I think it's a bit pathetic, really, especially when he's broken he's that angry. He's actually broke his keyboard typing it and left the caps lock jammed on. So yeah, that is option numero 3 or numero 3. I went from Spanish to French there, didn't I? And then number 4. Do you want to take this one away for me, Smarty?
Absolutely not. You can.
Go on then, Gilly. Nobody can see you.
Okay, no,
No, so right, okay. The point here is a couple of days ago, the Premier League released details on the 5 fastest players in the Premier League so far this season. And number 3 in that list was Dan James. And there's a bunch of people have pointed out that all 5 are black. And I think if that's the case, somebody needs to let Dan James know, because I suspect he doesn't. I certainly didn't know, but then I'm colourblind, so maybe it's me that's wrong.
Yeah.
Racking up them speed. The zoomies. His old
Do you
Daniel.
know how
Oh my
fast?
God.
Does anybody know how fast he actually ran?
I think they were all clocked very, very close to 36 kilometres an hour, weren't they?
Yeah, 35.5 kilometres an hour, I think, wasn't it?
Which is fucking quick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe he's an albino.
It's funny that Jay Fox saying that when Jay's just
Jay's done a funny for once.
I'm just doing a quick poll. If you can just talk among yourselves while I do this, I'm going to leave the poll running this week. I'm not going to close it, and we'll go through the results. The poll.
Have you got any final words on the transfer window, chaps?
Not really. I thought you'd been sarcastic when you said that, because we did.
No, I was.
We did do an hour last week.
I know, but it's more things have come to. Oh my God, what are you doing? Why?
I'm just having a laugh looking.
There's a better one than that, though. There's a better one than that of him.
This one? I mean,
no,
I have seen that. I'm not popping that up. You can pop that up.
No, I'm not going to do that either. That's pretty funny, though. No, Beren Cross from the Athletic, and obviously, he popped up something about the Robbie Evans Q&A. For fuck's sake! What on earth? Someone's got too much time on their hands. I feel sorry for the audio listeners, really.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that one.
They can't see it.
No. I've made a right nightmare. When I was typing the options, I put Nuno Poll instead of Nuno Win in the options, because we were talking about the word poll.
It's been a fucking disaster.
At least we got through the interview bit.
Once the Apollo lads have gone, it's gone to shit. The interview that he did with Leeds United MD Robbie Evans. Have you got anything on his comments that he made, meaning that we'd maxed out everything that we got to spend, etc.?
But that's not true, because we bid a healthy amount on Harry Wilson. I was going to say Harry Gray then.
10 mil or whatever. So
which is true? Either we maxed everything out, or we didn't bid on Harry Wilson. One of those is false.
What I don't understand is, and the comments have come out obviously in the latter days after the transfer window had shut and stuff. But if before they were bidding for Harry Wilson and a few others, like when us lads do a fantasy football team, you get 100 million to spend, and you got to spend it on, and you got to get a whole team, including your bench. If we knew that we had specific transfer targets or the specific positions to fill, why weren't we like sandbagging some of this money rather than going fucking here, there, and everywhere? We back up left backs and back up right backs and spending it here, there, and everywhere. Why weren't we saving some money aside for an out-and-out striker or a fancy number 10 or a fancy right winger? Scraping the barrel and going in for the fucking a loan with Harry Wilson right at the end of the window, last gasp, last chance saloon. Why was it so poorly managed? Why was that 100 million was the total amount of money that we had to spend? Why was that so poorly managed? I don't understand. To me, it's simple. If you've got so much money and you need to strengthen up front, then you save 30 or 40 million. Don't touch that. We need that for some strikers. Granted that no one wants to fucking play for us for some reason. That's another thing. That's another thing that they keep beating Fark up with the stick. There's many people I've had lots of conversations, slagging matches on Twitter, with people saying that, no one wants to play for him because he's shit, etc. But yeah, any thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know if you've seen the comments. I think it was actually today that have come out that actually we're back in for him in January. And there's also links to Philippe Jean Mateta from Crystal Palace, they're number 9. So yeah, I don't necessarily.
I agree with Danny here as well.
But we haven't. Have we seen enough of him? We needed a backup.
I don't think so. I don't think we've seen enough of him. I think and Strikey's is also a backup centre back, but I think we're in that position where we did need to sign a squad. We knew that. I think it's too early to say that we'd wasted money on Paul now, because we've not seen enough of him to be able to say that that's the case. But I do think that there's some validity to what you're saying, Smart. If you've got 20 million to spend, which I think we were trying to spend 10 million on the last day of the window without any outgoing. So surely there's 10 million there. There's 10 million for James Justin, that we've signed as cover at fullback, when surely somebody else got, Strike can go today. He's played left back before. Sure, we don't necessarily want him there. He's not quick enough, and it's Sean Gregan on the turn. But you're in that position where if you've got the 10 million that they wanted to spend on the last day of the season and 10 million it's spent on James Justin, you've got 20 million to go and try and find somebody that's a bit more creative further forward, or is going to bag some goals. It smacks of a little bit of smoke and mirrors to me, that interview that was done. I think
it's political bullshit, which Angus Kinnear always used to come out when he was on the
and I think that between us, I think we've all said, actually, it were a cracking start to the transfer window. The start that they made was brilliant, and that were a platform and good foundations on which they could build, and it was just like they stopped building. I don't know if you remember, Luke, in Wakey Centre, they flattened the entire place for a while, and started doing some building, and then they ran out of funds. And it were a bit like that. They did some great groundwork and then just never put up the bit that you actually want to use. So early on we're fine. And I think the start to the window for me were a 7 or 8. You look at some of the players, the Gummington we needed, Stack we needed, the keeper we needed. We've signed some good players over the course of the summer that we absolutely needed to come into the squad. Metcher, I think, is going to be a good signing. DCL, question marks over fitness. If he remains fit, he's going to add some value over the course of the season, I think. But, yeah, definitely. But what we really, really needed is what we didn't get in the end. And being linked with players like Muniz and being linked with Paxo and everybody, the players like that, you're thinking, actually, that's the excitement bit. So we're now in a position where we should be difficult to beat. We've bought decent defenders and decent midfielders, big lads that aren't going to be bullied. So we should be quite difficult to beat. And all right, Arsenal aside, because they were just dynamite, and they got an opportunity, they scored it. It were madness. Over the course of the season, good defences. Well, I'm not expecting us to win titles, but good defences win titles and goals win games.
Yeah, but so over the course of the season,
it'll pay it back. Yeah, over the course of the season, it'll pay it back. But actually, we also want to be excited by football.
Yeah, would you not agree it's a little bit early to be making judgment on for instance, Barnow as a backup centre back option? And I mean, we've only seen him play against Sheff Wednesday.
Seen him in pre-season as well.
Yeah, but
it's difficult to judge on that. I know what you're saying.
It just doesn't feel me. You know when you get a bit of an inkling for a player, you like what you see. It's like Okafor. I mean, we've seen I've got an Arsenal fan that I work with in our office, and he was like, "Oh, and I was like, I don't know. I can't comment on Okafor because I've not seen him enough." And to be fair, that's fair for Bornau or whatever it is, however you pronounce his name.
Bornau.
But yeah, it doesn't fill me like James Justin doesn't fill me with the fizz either.
But they're not players that were brought in to be fizzy. They were brought in to make sure we had a squad.
I'd get that. And on one side, I think yes, we need to pad out the squad. We need that squad depth, understandably. However, on the other side, I'm thinking we've filled that squad depth with average shit, just like we did in the first season.
But they were starting for us. You look at comparison, Robin Koch and Laurenti were brought in to start for us. We brought in James Justin to be a backup for Gummington
and he's won a cup and he's played plenty of Premier League and stuff like that. I get it, but I just wanted something a bit more impactful.
I would have liked to have seen us delve into the loan market a little bit more as well. Look at some young, upcoming, hungry players. And I
mean, the Buonanotte thing with madness, wasn't it? And then he's gone. He's come out and he's gone. Do you know what? I couldn't turn down Champions League football. Well, he won't get any Champions League squad, and he hasn't.
It's amazing what's happened there.
It was madness.
What?
Yeah,
all he's going to do is sit on their bench because not surely. I think it were days after that they signed Buonanotte. I think they signed friggin' Garnacho from Scum as well, didn't they?
Yeah, that was madness. That was just madness, and he's not going to play. But if he's lying in his pocket and that's what's important to him, I think he's only 20. Surely playing football at that point is the important thing.
See, Phil Leonard Skinnerd, again, sort of dabbling into what you were saying about, getting loans or whatever. Surely we could have loaned a full bank. fullback.
I think for me, somebody mentioned loaning the goalkeeper as well on last week's show, and I think for me, your defensive unit, I don't really attacking players. I don't mind the loan. Defensively, I think you want a team of players that know each other, play with each other week in, week out. Train, and I get that a loan player would do that, but they're coming here to. When a loan player's coming, they're coming to impress. It's much easier to impress, I think, as an attacking player, and being a little bit flary and running at defenders and getting assists and goals than actually coming and doing a job. What sort of player wants to come on loan to a team that's arguably going to be a relegation battle and conceding one of the most highest amount of goals in the league potentially? Do you know what I mean? That's not going to look great for a loan player coming in. So you're probably going to be scraping the barrel in terms of loan players. However, if you're looking at bringing in attacking loan players, there is going to be players that are playing, Chelsea, for instance, have probably got 5 or 6 players that would probably start for us realistically, that aren't going to get much game time for them. But they could come in and make a real impression as an attacking player. That's my view on loans anyway.
Well, you say that there's an argument for any position on pitch, really. Maybe apart from keeper. I agree with the keeper thing. You want your own keeper. But yeah, I'm kind of inclined to agree with what's been said. Yes, I can see why the positives behind buying and padding out that squad. But for me, wasting that money, that valuable 100 million, just flittering it away on a couple of players that really they were never going to start. So you could go for the loan market and stuff. But Danny's got a decent question for you both. He says,
so just before we move on to that, then I just had one comment just on fullbacks. On loan fullbacks is you can't forget the genius that was the signing of Cameron Borthwick-Jackson on loan. When you can bring in amazing signings
and
like
Scott
that on
Wootton.
loan.
And Scott Wootton.
Scott Wootton. No, when I was one, he
came on loan.
wasn't
He came on loan to start with, and then we bought him.
We signed him.
Fucking hell. Oh dear.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make that point.
That's fine. Danny Talks Leeds says, would you lads have sold Pirro to get the players we needed?
It depends what you get, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think if
would
something
you do a direct swap for him and Muniz? If you get 20 million for Pirro, which I think you probably do from one of the relegated sides, because they're going to want to spend money and it's pretty much guaranteed goals at that level. You're going to get more than 15. You're going to get close to 20, I think. If you've got that money, the James Justin money that we didn't spend and the £10 million at the end of the season that we tried spending on the last day, actually, it was rumoured that 40 million gets you Muniz. So you could do a like-for-like replacement. And I think Muniz, Mecha and DCL, that's with Gray backing it up, it's not bad. Pirro, I think Pirro might get a few goals this season. I fear that his all-round game's not good enough.
Depending on who we play against. Those, if we're in good possession and we're on top of teams like we were against Everton, that's the sort of environment that he thrives in. When we're under the cosh, i.e., Newcastle's and bloody Arsenal were a prime example.
Yeah. Probably 80% of this season, realistically.
You want a big target man. You want that outlet. You want someone up there that can throw a few defenders around, and Mecha and to a degree Calvert-Lewin suit that bill a lot more. So, yeah, I think he will have his uses, but I would have been more inclined to have sold him to make way for some others. And I always appreciate what Pirro did for us. He's been a great asset to us. But,
he's not gone anywhere, Spy. He's not died.
No, but he should have done, really, in my opinion.
What, died?
Well, certainly not died. No, he should have been sold to get someone else, mate.
I agree with Daryl. I think Pirro could become that took some getting out, didn't it? Could become a bit of a super sub. I think we're going to bring him on for last 15, 20 minutes of games when we're chasing a goal, and if he gets the ball in and around the box, he's getting a shot off, and he's 9 times out of 10 going to be on target.
See, I'm all for that. If we're starting with Mecha, that play for me is Calvert-Lewin, not Pirro.
You seen Calvert-Lewin's finishing the other week?
Yeah, but one, yes. A couple of them were really.
I know, and it's the positions
really
that he's getting into that with that
he did
Pirro doesn't and Mecha doesn't.
He looked mint. He looked mint when he played against Newcastle. To be fair to him, I'm not a massive Calvert-Lewin fan, if I'm honest. When I thought they were taking piss when they said that he would be linked with us, I was like, no fucking way. I'm half expecting that to be bookmarked and bite me in the ass at some point through the season when he's back 20 goals.
But you don't mind being proved wrong at that point, do you?
No, that's fine. I'll take that. But yeah, well, that's a bit of an underwhelming sign. thinking, oh, it's all right because we'll get someone else anyway. We've been linked with, Muniz and all these glitzy, glamorous European strikers, and that's it. We got Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Wicked. On that note, I think that's probably enough to do for this week. We will be back on probably Sunday, depending who's on for a B&C after the trip down to Craven Cottage. Do you know who's on, Smarty, off the top of your head?
I'm gonna tell you. It is
hopefully
Jane
not
Carl. Jane Carl.
Oh, so they might not be on. They might. They won't have a clue.
It might. They'll both.
Even know the men
they're both useless. Huh? Was it me? How do we know if it's me? Oh, I wrote her.
And then we'll just close the show tonight with Gilly. Have you got something for us just to reel off as?
I have, yeah. So yeah, it's just our standard message really. So if you're going through a storm, and I've recently been through one, and you're a man over 18, perhaps Andy's Man Club Leeds may be able to help you. With venues in Horsforth, Kirkstall, Pudsey, Central Leeds, Beeston, Seacroft and Morley, open 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Monday barring bank holidays. They also run weekly and monthly social events with the aim to get men talking and to smash the stigma around men's mental health. Details of the venues and everything they're doing is at Andy's Man Club Leeds Facebook, so give them a follow and help spread the word.
Indeed.
Brilliant. On that note, then, gents, we'll be back, as I say, Sunday for a B&C, and then normal time next Tuesday. Again, not sure who's on, but if you do want to know,
that's me, Gilly and Jay.
Give us a follow. Well, they don't need to follow us now, I don't suppose. Gilly Smarty's just told them.
Follow us anyway.
If you want to know who was on the week after, give us a follow, subscribe, whatever it is, and hit the like button and the notification, because then you can tell when we're live, and then there'll be more than 21 of you on next week, hopefully. Cheers.
To be fair, there's 40 of them now, but yeah. Hello,
cheers, everybody, for joining me, both Gilly and Smarty. Thanks to the Apollo Junction lads. As I say, information about their new record is down in the bio. Yeah. We enjoy the rest of your weeks and hopefully get something out of Fulham on Saturday, 3:00. So nobody will be able to watch it unless you go to the game. So we won't even be able to do it.
Or unless you live anywhere else but England. So.
Bye.
Cheers, lads. Bye.